fire at Hilltop Apartments caused about $3 million in damage. Officials say there was so much damage they can't get to the bottom of what sparked that fire. About 100 people lost their homes. This had us thinking, what steps should you take if your house or apartment starts on fire? And Nick Craig from the Green Bay Fire Department joins us with some great tips this morning. Morning, Nick. How are you?
Good morning. Great.
Let's start out with what people should do when they first notice a fire.
First and foremost, we want people to take smoke alarms that are sounding and fire alarms that are sounding seriously. You know, you never know when the real fire is going to happen. You know, there's plenty of false alarms that we've all experienced, but taking those alarms seriously and getting yourself out as soon as you notice or think that there's a fire is extremely important. In this building, one individual was interviewed. We want to say it was close to 20 minutes before somebody else had called. So he originally saw the fire, smoke coming up through the floor. Instead of getting out of the building and notifying authorities, he decided to get his personal belongings out of the building. So that delayed the response to this fire big time.
So that's
another thing that we want. Yep, sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Continue, Nick.
Yeah, you know, and once people do hear that alarm and start getting themselves out, I want to remind people that you always want to try to call 911 once you're outside. The first two people that called 911 here called from inside their own apartments. One person called because she didn't think she was able to get out because the hallway was filled with smoke. That's the perfect time to call from inside the building, but otherwise we want people to call once they're safely outside. So once you get out, once you get outside, we want people to stay outside. Many people were running back into the building for personal belongings after we had gotten here. So get yourself out and stay out. Those are the biggest things.
So you did, you noticed some things. First thing that strikes me is the fact that, yeah, you do start thinking about your own apartments, your own belongings, but really you want to call 911 as soon as you see the fire, right?
Right, and time is definitely against you. A fire doubles in size every 30 seconds, so you don't really have time to get those things. And you want to make sure that everyone in the building stays safe. Another thing that was not noticed here was the building did have a fire alarm system with pull stations throughout the building, and all the pull stations on the first floor were checked, and none of them were actually pulled to let other residents know that they needed to get out. And that may have delayed some people from getting out. There were 3 apartments that we searched that actually had people in them, probably because they weren't aware that there was even a fire raging in the building.
That's amazing. I mean, it's good that you're talking about it now, but people should be thinking about this if they live in apartments now, about things that maybe went wrong in that apartment fire last month, right?
Right. You know, we just want people to be concerned about themselves and get themselves out safely. That's the most important thing. Material things can be replaced. People, unfortunately, cannot. And the last thing that we noticed here, and unfortunately with a lot of fires that we've been through too for the last couple of years, is people don't have renter's insurance for various reasons. It's $10 a month well spent, so get yourself renter's insurance if you live in an apartment building especially.
Lieutenant Nick Craig from the Green Bay Fire Department, thank you very much for joining us. You have a great day.
Thank you.
Good Day, Wisconsin. We'll be right back.